Hey, and welcome to the second video on this channel. In today's video we will be talking about commands that are very similar to each other, but yet they have both their purposes for several kind of situations, and I just want to clarify some things so you know when to use which command. I already prepared some stuff. You probably remember this guy from last video. Let me open up a script. You can see the log, the message box, the fanfare, the movement commands, etc. And today's video will be especially be covering those commands and other options for this. So let me open up Pewter again, because I already prepared some NPCs with scripts, so I can better show you what I mean. For now we will be talking about these two. So let's have a look at their script. Those scripts are basically the same, as you can see. The only real difference being the fanfare, while this one having the sound and also the wait sound, wait fanfare. I don't want to be talking too much about the script itself. Let's just take a look in game about where the difference is actually. I'm gonna speed it up. Now let's have a listen to the fanfare one. And now the same soundtrack, but with the sound command. Just let me pause the game. So you probably heard the difference. The sound command didn't stop the background music, so it was playing alongside, which might be a little weird here. Now you might be wondering, why does the sound command even exist then? Well, before talking more about it, let me show you the example when it's used. So you just heard this little bling. Well, to clarify some stuff here, the sound command is usually used for small interactions in the overworld, so things where it's not really necessary to stop the background music, while the fanfare one is used for moments in the game where the entire attention and focus is on the player in this moment, so like when you obtain a badge, obviously. That being the first difference here, so let me open this up. So we just covered the acoustic commands. You have the option fanfare and sound, which are both stopped with wait fanfare and wait sound, so antagonist like in the last video, remember. The fanfare stopping the background music while playing, and the sound not stopping the background music while playing. Alright, so let's move on to the next. We are talking about this guy right now, and about the lock and the release command, because I did a small mistake the last video. Thanks to Diva, by the way, for letting me know about this and the feedback. The lock command is actually not, as I said, locking the player, but the NPC itself. So let's just take a look at it. You see he's rotating clockwise. So if I talk to him right now, he's saying hello and not locked. And you see the script is going on, but he's still moving. So the lock command in this case is actually freezing the NPC in place, so he stops moving, while the release command makes sure he's moving again after the script. Now let me open up the notepad again. You can see down here, this is lock and release when you're talking to an NPC, obviously, but there's also the lock all and release all command. So in this case, imagine all of those NPCs are rotating. The lock all command would make them all stay in place. So yeah, I mean there is not much to explain, and the release all is obviously doing the thing like release, just with every NPC. So the next command I want to speak to you about is about the movement. So remember last time we used the move.npc command, which made sure that the guy faced his original direction again. Now let's close those two and open up Pewter again. Alright, so we got this guy here. Let's open the script. And he's telling us look how fast my Pokemon can run, and then we want both Pikachus to run at the same time. But here comes the problem. With the command I showed you last time, move.npc, it won't actually work. Now, by the way, those are using the same kind of commands right here, the movement commands. So technically we could use the same address for both, but just for like showing off things a bit better, they are using different ones, just so you don't wonder about it. Let's take a look in game what happens when we use the move.npc command like last time. So as you can see, both Pikachu didn't actually run at the same time, but just one after another. So how can we fix this? There's actually another command in the movement command section. Take a look here. The move.npc is the one you know already, but the problem is it's just one command which includes everything. There is another command, however, it's called apply movement, which also needs wait movement plus the ID each time. It's basically like fanfare and wait fanfare. So it's two different commands and you can tell the game when to stop the movement. So let's just swap this one out and add apply movement for both of them. The ID obviously stays the same. So now comes the problem, we also need the wait command. I could technically add it here, which then would mean the script is exactly the same as before. Why is that the case? Because now the game is doing the command, but it's doing nothing else until the command is finished. Right? So it's again Pikachu 1 moving and then Pikachu 2 moving. How can we fix this? We simply take this command, delete it, and copy it down here. So as you can see, now the game knows, okay, I have to do those two, I execute them, and then I check for the stop. We have to restart this now, by the way. Let me just quickly speed this up. And you see both Pikachus did move at the same time. Alright. So the last thing we are talking about now is the message box. Let me open up HMA again. Alright, here's the guy, remember from last time, his script, like the fat guy down here, this one. He used the message box default command. Why did we use this last time? Well, long story short, we did also include the face player command. Remember, this one made sure that the NPC was looking at the player. However, there's another version to this. It's not only existing the message box default command, but there's also, let me open this one up, the message box NPC command, which includes already the face player command by itself. Now, why didn't I use it last time? Because I wanted to show you another very simple and basic command, so you know how that works. However, we could have also used messagebox.npc. Now, how does this look in game? I'm going to show you. I'm using the messagebox.npc command. As you can see, Brandon is looking at us here. Now, how is about the other guy? I'm using the messagebox default command. And as you can see, he's not looking at us. It doesn't matter from what direction we are facing him, he simply won't look at us, while the other Brandon is turning all the way. So those are basically the differences about the commands that I wanted to show you. Let's open the notepad again. So what commands did we talk about today? We talked about acoustic commands, there being the fanfare and the wait fanfare, which do stop the background music while they play, so they want the entire attention of the player and the game for themselves, while sound and wait sound don't stop the background music and are more like little side effects or side soundtracks that are played while the background music won't stop. We spoke about the movement commands, move.npc, which already includes the wait movement command, but also has the problem that you can only move one NPC at a time on screen. The apply movement and wait movement command offer a bit more freedom, which give you the chance to add more kind of commands in between. So for example, having two NPCs or even more move on screen at the same time. Then we spoke about text box commands, the msgbox.npc, which automatically faces the player as well, and the msgbox default, which basically doesn't make sure that the NPC is looking at the player. So with this one, it's, for example, possible to, in a script, make sure that at the start the NPC is looking at you, but later on it's turning away because it wants to show you something, and then this one is the right one to use. For the bonus commands, we spoke about lock and release and clarified a bit about the mistake from the last video. So lock makes sure that the NPC you are talking to is not keeping his movement, and release makes sure that the movement after the script is executed again. Lock all and release all are basically the same as lock and release. They just make sure every NPC on the screen is locked in place and also released after the script ended. So that's it again for today's video. Thanks for watching and for listening. And remember, if you have any questions or need any help with your scripts, feel free to join the HMA Discord server, because there's always somebody around to help. So thank you and have a nice day.